Going on to win. The National Tour boasts $40,000 in prize money and has attracted the top 30 seeded mudslingers. The defending boss of motocross is Craig Dack. Broken hand aside, Dack jetted back from Europe and the World 500cc title to try and reclaim his crown. Warren Park is no easy circuit to ride, especially with an injury, but Dack's practice form put him in good shape for the opener.
Okay. Well, I'm happy with the track, but I was a little surprised with my time then. I got the fastest time, I just got told. But I wasn't 100% happy with the way I was riding then. I know we got one more practice session. I know I was smoothing out a lot, and I feel like I've got another second and a half left in me. So, yeah, I'm really happy.
The major threat to Dack retaining his title is Glenn Bell. Bell, a former teammate of the reigning champ, is seeded 4 in this year's dash for the Dirty Cash, and the Yamaha rider is due for a change of luck. Also lining up to topple Mr. Dack is David Armstrong. The ex-Honda teamster is with Kawasaki for the first time and might just take the shocking green machine to the top this year.
Yeah, I'm feeling confident. A fair bit of pressure. People sort of saying that I'll be right up there and I've got a good chance of winning. So there's a bit added pressure.
The format is a physical nightmare. 4 by 15-minute motos with no rest. Heat 1 produced the expected battle between the big guns. Craig Dack grabbed the whole shot on the Brian Collins Honda and very quickly established with all comers that he wasn't laying down this year. As with last year, all the riders are on 250s, but the all-new KX250 Kawasaki has the numbers. It's the gun bike the boys have to have in 87, it seems. Bell pushed Dack for the entire journey, but couldn't quite make up the gap. Points and first blood went to Dack in Heat 1, with Bell second, followed by David Armstrong in third. Heat 2 wasn't a total Dack attack. This time, Bell made a good jump from Dack and Armstrong, but further back in the pack, a few of the lads joined the Over the Bars club. Bell, the 25-year-old former 125cc specialist and trials ace, streaked the pack to reverse the Heat 1 situation. Dack was next, followed by Armstrong. The chase for the minor placings was headed by Phil Sargent on 12, with Stephen Dinsdale tagging him all the way. Armstrong was pressing in third, and as last year's runner-up, could be the guy to upset the champion this year. On the second last lap, Dack tried to bite the bullet and had a go at Bell, but came undone in this clumsy fall. Bell went on to pick up the win, with Dack only barely shutting Armstrong out for second on the line.
I'm feeling a bit tired. I've got to go for it. I want to win this one again.
By the third heat, fatigue began to set in amongst some of the runners. Bikes and bodies were getting tired. Fitness counts in Armstrong's condition was A1. He blitzed the field off the line to squirt dirt at the opposition. Dack slid into second, and the Mulberry Yamaha team's number 2 rider, Jimmy Deacon, was third. Motocross is always totally unpredictable, and this time, Bell was back in the pack. But it was Armstrong, Dack and Deacon who displayed some brilliance. Armstrong picked up his first Mr. Motocross victory of the season, with Dack, Deacon and Bell filling out the minors. With Honda withdrawing their official motocross team this year, Dack has gone it alone with dealer John Collins and chief mechanic Gary Ben. Ben has wrenched the world champions, and he'll take care of Dack for the season. With a points lead and showing some form, Dack was on the pace, but the crucial fourth heat was still to come.
If I get the start, I don't feel like there's any problem. It's so frustrating. It's so one line out there. I can't seem to get past them.
The all-new Yamaha was working pretty well for Bell under Frank Pond's directions, and this bumper crowd were in for a healthy battle in the last heat. When the gate dropped, Dack bolted and Queensland Supercross winner Dean Burt snatched second. However, the 16-year-old was quickly overshadowed by Bell and Armstrong. The last heat wound up looking a lot like the first. The top 3 weren't separated by much, but through their goggles it seemed like miles. Dack held his advantage to make it 2 wins and 2 seconds out of the first round, with Bell surviving for second and Armstrong third. The wash-up in the points after the first 4 heats was Dack with 54, Armstrong 7 down in second, with Bell third down another 2 points. The second round takes the troop to Victoria on May the 24th at the tricky Broadford circuit, and Dack is off and running towards a second title. Our parting shot from Oran Park is this rib tickler. Joshua Donald on the 18cc Pro Cycles Yamaha had all but cleaned up the field to win his moto. He launched over the tabletop and took the flag, but from there it was all downhill.
8 heats with 5
competitors for round 2 of the Castrol Mr Motocross series held at Broadford in Victoria last weekend. But it didn't deter a good crowd from driving the 1 hour north of Melbourne to watch the Battle of the Bikes. Defending champion Craig Dack, who leads the competition, has a strong following of young fans. However, his popularity does not always convince officials that he's on the right track.
The general competition rules say it has to have a 1698 approval sticker on it, and those helmets have it.
Well, how come in Sydney when I saw Arthur Blizzard the week
This
before?
is Victoria.
Are you let me finish? He said if you get an approval from the helmet manufacturer, then you will be able to use the helmet. We went to Sydney, handed them this bit of paper here. Okay, they gave us a sticker. We rode the whole day, no problem. We get down here, and there's a problem.
Craig concedes defeat to officialdom and sets his mind to the task at hand. The man who for so long has dominated Mr Motocross struggled to find fitness and form to meet the challenge from Queenslander David Armstrong. With only 6 minutes between each race, there's little time for a rider to contemplate where he's going wrong.
First 2 races, my arms were pumping out really bad because I was just fighting the bike. I wasn't loose. That time I got my aggression going a bit more, and I was throwing pretty good, but I just can't get the start, so it's what's let me down.
Missing the start?
I got the jump that time.
Bad position or?
No, just me. Just dozing off.
With only a 6-point lead over Armstrong by the 4th and final race, Dack needed a good win to consolidate his position as leader of the current Mr Motocross series. However, this was not to be. Armstrong won the last race to score 15 points, with Dack third earning just 10. Craig Dack therefore goes into the 3rd round on 96 points, with Armstrong chasing him on 95.
Lou Wallace reporting live for the Indoor Supercross Masters, especially at somewhere like the Entertainment Centre.
Yes, well, they held it last year for the first time, and it's very exciting to ride in such a enclosed area with the great amount of spectators available.
Not only the amount of spectators, but the noise. Well, I don't know about for you, I guess you're sitting on the bike so you don't hear those kinds of things, but for the spectators themselves, the excitement is unbelievable because of the noise, the fumes, the atmosphere, and being that close to the action.
Yeah, well, being so close and undercover, there's no chance of rain or anything like that, and with the velvet seats you get a really good spectator view.
Well, this was the action in Brisbane at the big promotion up there earlier in the season. You took part in that as well?
Yes, I did. I finished 5th overall in that one. I had a bit of bad luck, I fell off, and that's the way it goes.
There seems to be a lot of falling off.
Well, that's motor racing, you never know what can happen.
But in this particular, I mean, the circuit, I guess, is so tight, and the starts, I guess, must be all important.
Yes, it's very important to get out the gate really quick, and to get to the first corner first is a big advantage.
Tell us a bit about the bikes that you ride. What kind of development has to go into them? Because, I mean, obviously, suspension has to be has to be special to survive this kind of wear and tear.
Yeah, well, it's a pretty demanding sport. With motocross, the bikes are pretty much standard. You've got to play off the suspension a little bit and get the motors to go as fast as you can, because the race to the first corners, as I said, was the biggest part, and especially in the supercross like Sydney Entertainment Centre. And it really helps to have a fast bike.
So there's a degree of luck obviously involved in how you get away from the start, but obviously there's a fair degree of skill despite the fact that the track is so small and there's so much crowding.
Yeah, well, you have to be fairly fit also to go with all the bumps and jumps around the circuit, and the bikes have to be fairly competitive.
Tell you what, you wouldn't want to fall over when you were in front. I mean, does that happen to you?
Yeah, sure does. You just got to watch the other riders just in case they don't run over you. But yeah, it's not too dangerous. It's pretty well on par with rugby league, as far as injury-wise, anyway.
Tell us a bit about the format for the 3 nights of the Coca-Cola Masters.
On Friday night, there's America versus Australia Challenge, and that's pretty spectacular. We have a lot of American riders coming over, and they're very good riders at that. Guy Cooper, who finished second last year, also rode the Coliseum in America, and that's the biggest supercross over there, and he finished second to Ricky Johnson, so he's going very well. But on Saturday night, there's just a normal supercross race with everyone just, it's a do or die sort of thing. You've got to
every man for himself.
Yes, it sure is. You've got to make the final, and that's it. And Friday night is all. Sunday night's also Australia versus America Challenge.
Yeah, it's actually an afternoon session on a Sunday, isn't it?
Yeah. It's just for the up-and-coming riders and the best junior riders in Australia also.
Well, so what about your own form? You're contesting the Mr. Motocross series at the moment. You're reasonably well placed, but you haven't had a lot of luck.
No, I rode fairly well at round 1. I finished third, but I was still up there in the points. In round 2, I was riding very well, and I won the first race, but I had a few mechanical problems which put me out the next 3 races. And I was at Alice Springs racing the Fink Desert race, and I broke a bone in my hand, which put me out of round 3. So I've only really ridden 1 round.
So with 2 rounds to go, you're still in there with a chance?
Yeah, Craig Dack's a fair way in front, so I don't think I'll be able to catch him, but second place is on my list anyway. Never
mind, there's bucks up for grabs here at the Coca-Cola Supercross Masters.
Yeah, well, it's the biggest supercross in Australia, so yes, the biggest cash dollar one anyway, so it'd be good to win that one.
Okay, well, we look forward to it, and hope you have a lot of luck there.
Yes, thanks very much.
Okay, Glenn Bell, he'll be contesting the Coca-Cola Supercross Masters Sydney Entertainment Centre, August 7, 8 and 9. It'll be something not to miss, and you won't want to miss the rest of Sports World. It follows after this break.